Oh, thank you. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Okay, it says we're live. Let's see what.
4:53 pounds.
Shabbat Shalom, Good Shabbos. Welcome to those in the sanctuary, several of us joining together here, and those of you at home watching on your computer. It is the Shabbat that we welcome, look for a sense of peace and quiet and refreshment, recreation of soul in light of so much that has been oppressing us during the past week, during these past weeks, as it were. If you have a copy of the prayer book of Mishkan Tefillah, the Siddur, you can please follow along, join in singing, join in reading the prayers as appropriate. Again, we're grateful for this opportunity that we have to celebrate Shabbat together, anticipating a new month, the month of Tammuz, that will begin during the coming week as well. Some songs for welcoming the Shabbat and welcoming each other and praying for peace and goodness and rest on this, the seventh day. On page 10 of the prayer book, familiar words. Hine matov umanahim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanahim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanahim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanahim shevet achim gam yachad. And the piyut, the medieval poetry, the third song in the middle of page 10. Yedid nefesh avarachaman. Yedid nefesh avarachaman. Meshochav decha. El ritzonecha. Meshochav decha. La 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 la. El ritzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo hayal. Yishtachave ya la 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 la. El mul hadarecha. Yedid nefesh avarachaman. Yedid nefesh avarachaman. Meshochav decha. El ritzonecha. Meshochav decha. La 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 la. El ritzonecha. Again, we wish you Shabbat Shalom, and we'll welcome the Shabbat, and we continue now with the ritual to light and bless our Shabbat candles. That will be followed by the Kiddush if you are lighting candles and blessing your wine at home as well. Now is the time. Marilyn, may I invite you to come and join us on the Bima, pages 2 and 3. Pages 2 and 3. These Shabbat candles will give light to all who behold them. So may we by our lives give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we in our own day, here in the sanctuary, in the temple, as well as in our homes, be among those who kindle and bless the light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu v'na'at b'pneu shel Shabbat. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Wishing you well. Good health.
You too.
Good health. And the Kiddush on page 5. We sanctify the Shabbat wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemahaseh v'reheshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrahe kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabat kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabat. Amen. L'chaim, life and health to all. Page 24. As we have welcomed each other, as we have kindled our Shabbat lights, we welcome the Malachei HaSharet, the angels who serve God and bring God's message and blessings to all of us on earth. And then, of course, according to the legend and according to our prayers, may the angels, as they return on high, we bid them a sense of peace. May they bring blessings and good tidings up to the heavens so that we all will share in the blessings of Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 26. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. V'yalmad yivrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayecho beit Yisrael. Bahagala u'v'zman kariv v'meru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam ul'olmei olmaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shihirata tushbechata v'nechemata Dahamiran bialma v'imeru. Amen. To the extent that you are comfortable doing so, either in the sanctuary or at home, the mission is that we invite you to please rise on page 28, Shema Uvirchateha, beginning part of our worship service. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Page 30. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are the creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch Ata Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chokim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uvkumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach v'divrei toratecha uv'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayeinu v'yorech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla v'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leholamim Baruch Ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Be seated. On page 36, the words from Devarim, from Deuteronomy, V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol vavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shiftecha v'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. Page 38. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before the Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude. They accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot oseh pele, Nora tehilot oseh pele, Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, Zeilianu v'hameru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, Leolam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, u'go'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Page 42. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, O guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us Sukkot Shlomecha, the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, O God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, O God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch ata Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat, et hashabat lidorotam berit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת נפש, ושמרו את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. As I assume have many of you, we've been searching in this past week, in the past months, we've been searching for words that especially speak to us and the challenges we face, the suffering that we see around us, the messages that are brought in such astonishingly explicit media to all of us. And I've been looking online, which is the major source of information these days. I've been looking at the writing of many of my colleagues, especially some of my younger colleagues. And I've been looking at the prayers that they are writing specifically for not only for their generation, but for all of us as well, but coming from a different perspective, as it were, in understanding the pandemic which we face, the difficulties in our society, in our country, words and actions of protest and violence. And I was looking especially for messages that I could share with you tonight. And I've chosen two of them. The first was written by my colleague, Rabbi Amy Shinerman of Virginia, and she entitles this a prayer for patience. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, our God and God of all the generations of our people, we so miss the lives we so recently lived. We miss the family and friends we cannot now sit beside. We miss the sanctuaries most of us cannot enter. We miss the freedom of coming and going on a whim for the sake of our grandmothers and grandfathers, our parents, our children, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, and neighbors. Help us to be patient and not push for what may endanger others and ourselves. For patience is a glorious trait because it is selfless and generous and giving. Patience is loving and caring because it considers others' needs, not only our own desires. And so we pray for patience. And we can imagine, dear God, that you too are praying for patience, saying, may my people whom I love, my children whom I care so deeply about, may they be safe and secure and protected. May no breath or hug or touch harm them, because those around them were unable to be patient. And so we pray, bless us with patience, God, so we can continue to protect one another and so that we can stay safe. Bless us with patience, God, so that we can continue to say each day and today, Baruch Ata Adonai, blessed are Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. Shechianu v'kanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. You have kept us alive, you have sustained us, and you have brought us this far. We'll continue with our tefillah, the central part of our worship service, known as the Amidah, the Shemona Esrei. Page 46 of the prayer book. We'll chant the first several paragraphs together, and then I will invite you to continue silently, either with the traditional words as they are in the book, or any book with which you may be referring at this point, or the thoughts and meditations of your own hearts, and then we'll join together again for a prayer for peace on page 62. So the first several pages will be joining together, and then I invite you to continue silently, privately, until page 62. The ark will be open here in the sanctuary. I invite you to rise. Adonai, Safatai Tiftach, Ufia Gita Hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu Vimoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid HaTal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Kahayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memihit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman Ata, Chayot HaKol. Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Atah Kadosh, V'shimcha Kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yalalucha, Selah. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. And again, I turn to the words of my colleagues, Rabbi Karen Kedar in Chicago. And she entitles this a prayer of courage and consolation. Holy One of blessing, grant us the will to stand firm in the face of evil and hostility, and not to be silent or afraid, to work diligently and faithfully to banish wickedness from the earth. Holy One of blessing, grant us the courage and resolve to speak when there is hatred, to act when there is confusion, to join with others in building a world of safety, understanding, and acceptance. Because there is hate, dear God, help us to heal a fractured and broken world. Because there is fear, dear God, grant courage and faith to those who are in need. Because there is pain, dear God, bring healing to the shattered and wounded. And because there is hope, dear God, teach us to be a force for justice and kindness. Because there is love, dear God, help us to be a beacon of light and compassion to all. As it is written, Chazak v'amatz, be strong and let your heart have courage. With this theme in mind, we turn to more traditional words of healing and wholeness. In the middle of page 253, is Debbie Friedman's musical interpretation of the Misha Berach prayer. Misha Berach Avotenu v'imotenu. May the one who blessed of old, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. May God bless and heal all those who are ill, all those who are alone, all those who are suffering in pain, those who are hospitalized or recovering from surgeries. We pray on their behalf for refuah shlema, hashtaba agalau bisman kariv. Now, soon, speedily in our day, may they all know complete renewal of body and spirit. But before we join in singing Debbie's interpretation of the Misha Berach prayer, in our congregation and community, our thoughts, hearts, and prayers turn to those on our Misha Berach list for healing. We think of Chris Anderson, Avram Yekusiel Ben Gittel, Harvey Beam, Irene Case, Brian Clendenin, Marty Cohn, Alan Delman, Heidi Demarest, Jerry Gail Feldman, Melissa Feldman, and Nancy Feldman, Bob Fleming, Lori Fly, Terry Freed, Jeffrey Saul Gervan, Kay Grask, Teresa Halloran, Larry Hoffman Rosenfeld, Dawn Kitts, Aggie Klieger, Dan Leach, Sharon Laws, Billy Lawson, Werner Lawson, Dory Lessa, Wendy Levy, Jim Mardinley, Sam Miller, Tim Orrock, Bernie Pincus, and Marley Pincus, Roberta Rabin, Eric Rotenberg, Dory Roman, and Mel Roman, Barbara Roswell, Abraham Raphael Ben Shoshana, Nancy Schwam, Lou Simon, Linda Smith, Ruth Stevens, and Jack Vishner. Turning to those of you in the sanctuary, are there other names? Please. We wish all of them refuah shalema, healing, wholeness, and peace. And again, in the middle of page 253. Mi sheberach Avoteinu Mekor habracha Laimoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach Imoteinu Mekor habracha Lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Please turn to page 261. We mentioned earlier the new month of Tammuz, which sadly begins a time of mourning as opposed to a time of celebration in the Jewish calendar, but still in anticipation of the new moon, and that which is new and that which renews us, we still offer this blessing, page 261. Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu shetchadesh aleinu et hachodesh haba l'tova v'livracha v'titen lanu chayim arukim, chayim shel shalom, chayim shel parnasah, chayim shetehei banu ahavat Torah v'yirat shamayim, chayim sheyimalu mishalot libenu l'tova v'nomar Amen. Our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, Yihiyeh biyom Gimel, Yom Shlishi Haba, the new month of Tammuz, will begin, God willing, on Monday evening and through the day on Tuesday. May it bring us a sense of blessing and of health and of renewal of body and spirit as well. And we say, Amen. A few moments, if you will, sharing some thoughts about the Torah portion for this week, is actually a story that we know very well. The portion is known as Shlach Lecha, send out, if you will. And the children of Israel react to the scary message, the forbidding message that 10 of the 12 spies, they're spies, they're scouts, they're tourists, we'll talk in a minute, that Moses has sent into the promised land in the book of Numbers, and we're nearing the end of the 40 days, the 40 years of wandering, and spies are sent on ahead to see what will be there. Moses sends them to scout out the land, but the people demonstrate a lack of self-confidence, a lack of courage, of faith. Moses had chosen the 12 men, they're referred to as leaders, Nisiei Hashvatim, leaders of their respective tribes, not, it should be pointed out, not military qualified professionals. No comments about who has been appointed and whether they're actually qualified or not for the roles that we expect them to play in our society. We'll leave that aside for the moment. Their assignment is to traverse Canaan and return with a report about the land and the people who dwell there. All of the spies come back, 12 of them. They announce that the land is good and worth trying to journey there, but 10 of them fear that the local residents are too powerful to be conquered by a group of only former slaves. Only Joshua and Caleb disagree, saying with conviction that the Israelites can indeed overcome the challenges that face them. But the majority of the scouts, and indeed all of the people, all the Bnei Yisrael, Adat Yisrael, all the congregation we are told, they break into cries and complaints and pleas to return to Egypt. As a result, and there are other issues, revolts and crises that affect God's decision, only these two brave men, Joshua and Caleb, will merit entering the promised land. So why did God instruct Moses to send those spies in the first place? One of the rabbinic commentators, Nachmanides, the Ramban, insists that it was the will of the people to send these scouts on ahead into the unknown. And Moses then brought that request to God. And God's response to Moses was the quotation that has come to be the name of the Parsha, the name of the Torah portion, and referred to it before, Shlach Lecha, but with an emphasis on the Lecha rather than the Shlach. Shlach means send. Lecha means you do it. Okay? God says to Moses, okay, you send them if you think it's really necessary. Don't put it on my shoulders. And then when the report came back and was so strongly negative and discouraging, God realized, and Moses probably did too, that the children of Israel were still filled with feelings of inadequacy and weakness. Or teaching of my friend and colleague, teacher Rabbi Sheldon Zimmerman. He commented that Moses may have misunderstood God's word. He was supposed to send anashim, that's the Hebrew word for men with clarity of vision, faith in the eternal. And above all, he should have sent men with the capacity to dream and actualize what seemed to only be impossible. Rabbi Zimmerman teaches, God wanted Moses to choose leaders who would inspire others, who were known not merely for physical bravery or bravado, but for the proven ability to turn dreams into reality rather than only words. But the leaders who went on that mission to scout out the land saw only physical facts, not the truth and the potential for their people, for the Israelites, and for the future. They saw only the present danger. They did not have the faith to encourage their followers to become a free people on their own free land. One more teaching. Dr. Barry Holtz adds another dimension to lessons of this story. If the spies were really telling the truth as they saw it, why should they be punished? Perhaps they failed as leaders in not understanding the real impact of the words that they were speaking upon the community. Their words literally brought a rebellion into the camp rather than hope and optimism. Dr. Holtz says, they proved themselves unworthy of the trust that Moses placed in them. And finally, a teaching not from my colleagues, not from my teachers, but from me as the rabbi. Most of us can probably see ourselves at one moment or another in this kind of a story. The self-perception of the scouts, the spies, was their own downfall. And it was the sad consequence for all the people who listened to them. Yes, the Canaanites were powerful, but had the children of Israel just witnessed God's protection and God's support and God's miraculous strength? Joshua and Caleb were convinced that their people, with God's help, could prevail. They saw the same things that the doubtful men, the doubting men saw, but Joshua and Caleb had faith and had confidence. The others did not. All the people we saw are of great size, and we looked like grasshoppers to ourselves, so we must have looked that way to them too. Those 10, even though they may have been leaders of their tribes, they were weak, and their discouraging words to Moses and the people represented a failure of their own self-image, not the reality of the situation that faced them as they were poised to enter a promised land. So sadly, our people in this particular narrative go from the miracles and the ultimate heights of the shores of the sea and Mount Sinai to a low level of despair and weakness of will and inability to believe in the destiny and promise that God had prepared for them, not just defined by territory, but defined by the hope and the goodness and the faith of who they should be. So the questions for our days: are the leaders whom we follow today those who merely display bravado and arrogant confidence, or are they those with reasoned, deliberate, and well-established goals and strategies? Are we hopeful and optimistic and active and positive, or do we see ourselves only as bystanders and victims, grasshoppers on whom someone else can tread? And when faced with challenges, in whom do we put our faith? How do we demonstrate Jewishly that we do indeed prepare for the future? Questions that we will be considering over the next month, 2, and 3, as we begin the preparation for a new year, the high holy days, days of awe, and may they be indeed days of peace for us and for all the world. Keni Hiratson. I invite you to turn to page 282. The bottom of page 282, we'll continue with our prayer, Aleinu, adoration, and then into Memorial Kaddish. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liyotzer, shelo asanu kagoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, Malchei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. 284. Shehu Noteh Shamayim v'Yosei Haaretz u'Moshav Yekaro b'Shamayim imav u'Shchinatu zo b'govei meromim Hu Eloheinu Eino Emet Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakatuv B'Torato, V'yadata Hayom, Shivota Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Ha'Elohim, Basho Hamayim Mimav, Ve'al Ha'aretz, Mitachat Eino. 287. Emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz vayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. In anticipation of our memorial prayers, we turn to page 291, the top of page 291. It is hard to sing of oneness, for our world is not complete. Those who once brought wholeness to our lives have gone, and naught but their memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But that memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the very shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world, and each one is the in affirming the worth of each one whose life now ended brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life does find its purpose. We turn our thoughts to those who have departed this earth. We remember our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost. The martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, they died al Kiddush Hashem. Those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity, we remember them, we name them in our hearts, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We pause for a moment of silent prayer in memory, in community, and in sanctity. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us during these past 11 months. we honor the memories of Ralph Block, Sarah Deitch, Michelle Kohana, Janelle Mitchell, Lanny Rutenberg, Bud Stein, Ted Walden, Yetta Weston, and Alan Winfield. And we honor the memories of those who died at this season in years past. We draw them into our hearts with our own, especially in these, the weeks of the anniversary of their passing, their yahrzeit. As a community, we honor the memories of Saul Levine, Gershon Ben Zev Belea, Max Schlacks, Daniel Stein, Jack Gossman, Al Forstad, Bernice Finkelstein, Edward Liebson, and Sadie C. Marcus. Are there others whose names you wish to mention publicly? We join with you in the prayer, Zichronam Livracha, may their memories truly be for a blessing. Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom, is on page 294. Together we recite words hallowed by centuries of faith. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ul'olmei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmeid, Kutsha, Barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, huya aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol b'nei Adam v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring comfort to those who are bereaved amongst us. May God, in answer to our prayers, bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity, to which we say, Amen. I invite you to please be seated for a moment. Specifically want to thank those who are in the sanctuary with us. And again, words of welcome and good Shabbos to those at home. Thanks to those who have participated with us in the worship. There will be a service next Friday evening. No? No. Oh, no, that's July. July, they're going to do the last Friday night. There won't be a formal service online. Next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks then on the Friday evening. Social Action Committee is sending information about collecting non-perishable food items for the local food banks. Check with the emails, watch for the emails, or be in touch with Gary Melton about that project. There's interesting information going out about the film festival. Please watch for that. Anything else that we need to particularly announce? Board meeting on Monday morning.
Torah studies tomorrow.
And Torah study tomorrow, as well as most Saturday mornings. And every Thursday morning, Dr. Steve Marin has his conversational hour or so on Thursday morning. And we have the when, why, how, which, whatever class on Thursday afternoons, to which all are invited. If you need a link to the Zoom information, please be in touch with Ruth Ann. Again, my words of thanks to all, welcome to all, be safe, be healthy, and we will continue to see you either technologically or in person throughout the summer. The Beth Shalom Temple Center minhag and custom is to conclude our worship this way. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.